times the charm. Don't do that again.
Okay, sorry.
Damn it. Crocodile Paco, it is good to see you. It is a Thursday once again. So it's time for some beverage podcasting. My dogs are excited in the background. I don't know if you can hear them. Who cares? They are just being excited because of the rain going on and everything else. So apologies for that. As Lucky would say, you're doing great, sweetie.
Is that a Lucky thing?
Yeah, I think so. He says it to anyone and everyone. Even people he just meets on the street.
You're doing great, sweetie.
He said that
He's
to
walking down the street.
Patrick Mahomes the other day.
Hey, you're doing... Oh, well, of course.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing
What's up,
great,
guys?
sweetie.
Crocodile's good to see you. Good to see everybody
Doing great,
here.
sweetie.
We are having to do most of what was last week's show this week.
Yes.
We eliminated one thing because you had something slightly more exciting.
The two main things are here from, they were pushed back and they're here and we're here. So
We're all here.
no tire issues, at least so far today.
I'm out of surgery and it went swimmingly. Just feel a bit hung over and sore. Laparoscopic surgery is amazing. What is laparoscopic surgery? Does that have something to do with your sitting stance? I don't know what that is. I'm glad the surgery and everything went well.
It's just like laser or very small. It's very minimally invasive, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Is that type of thing.
Everyone is here. Happy for something to watch. Well, we're going to give you something to watch.
Oh, boy.
And let's just get right into the first beverage and we can start talking about everything else.
It's time for, it's Oktoberfest time.
It is Oktoberfest time.
Which that's going to mean pumpkin beer soon, I know. But
it will.
But right now it just means that Trader Joe's has been getting a lot of Oktoberfest beers.
Including a non-alcoholic one. Which we haven't done one of these in a little bit. So I'm kind of excited for this.
Yeah,
small thin tubes that are used. They don't cut me open and it's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tiny incision.
Well, I'm glad everything went well and you're just feeling a little tipsy. We're not going to get tipsy from this at all.
Not from this one. No, we'll save that for later.
They have messed up.
Athletic
Brewing had a recall because there actually was alcohol in their beer.
It's no more than 0.5, 0.05 or 0.5%. So they have to probably put that legally on the can. So
I think I ask this every time as you are someone who has to deal with the people in public actually purchasing alcohol, everything else. Do you have to card someone that is buying something like this that has even a little bit of alcohol in it?
I think it pops up, but I don't really usually worry.
I didn't know if that was
and nobody usually is buying. It's only usually older people. Younger people are wanting the stuff with alcohol.
Usually you're not sneaking something like that, but I didn't know because I know like when you go to buy when you go to buy like Robitussin and cough medicine, which probably has more alcohol in it than this.
Yeah, probably does.
That actually you do have to like do that kind of stuff in there. So that's how they did your knee surgery. Oh, okay.
Tiny scope. Very tiny tweezers.
Here's a glass. You brought over one for each of us.
That's right.
Oktoberfest Fest Brew. It says here on their website, traditional Bavarian fest beers.
Fest.
And crafted for celebration every fall, it pours a sunny golden hue with a fluffy foam cap.
Yeah, I thought it might be a little darker in color. So yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
I have had this one. So.
Oh, okay. You did tell me that. All right, I can't complain.
Yes.
You already told me.
Yes. I wanted to take that. I didn't want people to have to see that expression on your face.
Yeah. Anytime I think of something like this that is like an Oktoberfest, I do usually expect it to be a little bit maltier.
Yes.
So, not that there aren't lighter ones like this, but that's just what's always kind of naturally in my head. Yeah. There's a little something more toward that.
And it's not super light. I just thought it might have a little more brown to it. It's more coppery in color, but yeah, and the thing. So and we've discussed this with a non-alcoholic beer. I want it to still taste at least somewhat like a beer. It doesn't have to taste exactly like its counterpart. Now, one of my favorites, and I do on days I'm not drinking alcohol, or if I want something to finish or start that's not the Athletic or the Run Wild IPA, has great flavor.
I think that's the one we've recommended the most, right? Of everything we've tried.
Yep.
Like to try this one. Looks good. Yeah, like I said, I know you go also for the lighter beers in general as well. Oh, that's right. It was for your hernia. You told me about that, Crocodile. 2 holes, not 3. Pretty awesome. Tomorrow might be a bit more sore, but I feel awesome. The cheeseburger and onion rings I got afterward helped a lot.
Yeah, that always helps.
Wow. That would help me out too.
Yes.
Hopefully the burger wasn't too big that you had trouble lifting it. Hernia.
Yeah. It's a big burger.
That's right. One of my favorite lines ever is "Learn to hold your brown" from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's true. That's a good one. Nix, it's good to see you.
Still have to watch that.
We'll see.
So overall, the Oktoberfest, the Marzens, that's not my favorite style, but it's nice to have them seasonally. It's just a little mix up.
I'm not sure about the aroma. It's got like a sourdough bread kind of thing in there, like uncooked, like bread where you get not even necessarily as much as the yeast, but just like if you actually have ever baked bread yourself and you've gotten that kind of that dough ball kind of going, that aroma that comes off is kind of what I'm getting in here, plus a little sunflower seed.
Okay.
Again, I got to get out of the headspace. I kept expecting something a little more malty, kind of like when we had the double bastard the other week. Like that was like, that's kind of what I think of almost as an Oktoberfest beer.
Oh my goodness.
Is a double bastard. I'm telling you, that's how, if I'm working out in the fields and I'm harvesting for the cornucopia of bounty that we're about to gather, that is what I want.
That's what I want as my reward.
I want a double bastard. I'm telling you right there. Oh, that tastes better than it smells. Okay, that's just light, refreshing.
It has
Crocodile, you might like this.
It has enough of the malty type of characteristics to let you know that, hey, this is the style I was going for. So to me, I think it succeeds there. And then also too, for me, since I can tire of those quickly, the fact that it is somewhat restrained, I'm actually like, oh, I was pleasantly surprised by this. And then my one coworker who initially had spoken so highly of the Run Wild, he was very excited when he saw this today. He's like, we got this in. He's like, oh, that's great. He's like, I had a few of these at Tap and Bottle the other day. So anyway,
nice. That's good.
Yeah. And this was $10 for a 6-pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too,
6-pack of 12
usually
ounce
always
cans.
kind of right in that.
Yeah.
Like
Unless you buy it online.
Yeah. I think the flavor is actually pretty good. It's exactly what you said. It's a little bit malty. It's a little more reserved than the aroma, and maybe the aroma will kind of dissipate a little bit here in a second. And not the aroma was bad. It just was kind of, trying to acclimate myself to what I'm being ready for. When it comes to that, I like the little bit more maltier Oktoberfest, but this is actually pretty solid. Like it's for this style of beer.
Yeah.
This is not bad. And like there's nothing in here that doesn't taste like a beer, which is always kind of the thing.
Correct.
Like we definitely have had some non-alcoholic ones, even from Athletic Brewing, where we're like, this just is not like, it's great if this is what you need, if you need to have it, want to have it, whatever, I get it. But it's just like, for me, I need to have it still taste like a beer.
I wonder if because it was a few years back that we got that like 4-pack, I think, from my brother-in-law, and we tried those, and we weren't really, I wonder if they've gotten better, or just certain ones are better. I mean, you continually refine.
What did we have? So we had a stout from them.
There was like a stout,
we had a porter. We had a couple of those darker ones, and we thought those were going to be more successful, and they weren't. And then we had like one of their golden, what is it, the Upside Down or something.
We had
like
that recently.
Okay, and that one was okay.
And
but
the hazy.
I think the Run Wild is, the hazy's not bad. I think the Run Wild is still the best.
Absolutely.
It's very close to an IPA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Planty, it's good to see you.
Planty.
Good evening. It was a bougie burger.
A bourgeois burger.
AKA pricey but well made. But I wolfed that thing down, and real onion rings. Didn't have milkshakes, but that's okay. Man, I love a milkshake to wash all that down, but that's not bad. How long do you have to wait till you can have anything to drink? Maybe because like Crocodile, maybe this would actually be perfect for you then, to be able to go into this.
And I'm hopeful that since it said athletic seasonal as the item that I ordered, that maybe once they work through the fest, that maybe it'll go into like a stout or something darker.
That would
for
be
Christmas,
nice. I would like a little bit of a stout redemption from them. At least the ones that we had were definitely not my favorites. So I would definitely would like something like that for sure.
I think Fitz who told me that they bought a brewery in San Diego or something like that, or an
Athletic.
or they maybe took over Ballast Point. They took over somewhere. I thought he said so. They needed more room.
More room.
So.
Before the show, we kind of got to talking a little bit about, we've both been listening to the Where Everybody Knows Your Name podcast with Ted Danson and sometimes Woody Harrelson.
And sometimes Woody Harrelson.
Most of the times Woody Harrelson. At least the ones I keep listening to, it seems like he's always on there.
He's not on the one I just listened to, which is Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, that was the next one. I was excited for that one.
Yeah, he's not Jeff Goldblum. It's just
Jeff Goldblum's
he's older
amazing.
than I thought. He's 72.
I thought he was high 60s. That's a little older
I thought he was
than
mid 60s, but it was funny. Yeah. But so, yeah, Woody's not on that one.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the most recent one we listened to, at least for the one I listened to, had George Wendt on there. So it was literally 3 people from Cheers telling old Cheers stories, how they got in the business, some of their favorite things. Like it's really a great podcast. So once you're done listening to this podcast, or if you found this on YouTube, then go follow them and listen to that one. But make sure you keep listening to this one too, because we like this one a lot.
It's interesting how sometimes when they start talking about Cheers episodes or scenes, they don't remember them as clearly as I do. They're like, yeah, what was that? But then, like Norm actually said, because when they were talking about have you got where he talked about T-Bone, Carpigione, and the thing they had?
That was such a great little thing.
And I was glad he remembered that name, because I just remember that name just like that.
Right.
And sometimes they're like, what episode was that? What do you be? Or Sam's like, I think because there was something.
They were doing a lot of drugs back then. There was a lot of mushrooms and weed.
And there was a lot.
Or only one time for mushrooms for Ted Danson. Yeah, that boat story was pretty good.
Yeah.
You kept poking me every minute saying breathe.
Yeah.
God.
But there was something from a couple weeks ago, and they like had either the year wrong or the episode, and I was like, what are you guys? But they moved on to perform in other things as well. But
it was just cool them talking about. They talk about casting a little bit. Talking about how Shelley Long and Ted Danson, the reason they picked them was just they worked so well together. Shelley Long seemed like she was kind of a lock for that role to some extent. And then, like I said, Ted Danson, it seemed like that he was the one they liked the most. And it was just because of their chemistry together is what kind of, and that really drives that show, those first, 5 years or whatever.
5 years, yeah.
Researching it now would imagine that a doctor will say no alcohol for a while since it might interfere with the mesh bonding over and around the Yeah, do whatever your doctor says. Do whatever your doctor says. Keith! Hello, good to see you. Cheers.
Everyone.
Cheers to you too,
wow,
Baker. Good to see you too, Baker. Actually picked up a new item at Trader Joe's yesterday, and I posted a picture of it in your Discord. Where did you put it? Did you put it under
treat,
food or alcohol, or where'd you put it? Food for thought. I see it already.
Oh, those, I've only tried them once. Those are very good. and a lot of those are selling very well.
You've got Keith's seal of approval there.
Well,
apparently.
I only tried one because we were demoing them, but yeah, people are going crazy for those. They're doing, you can eat them as a waffle, like for some people.
Why
like
have you gone away
sandwiches.
from it? You tried them and were like, not for you? Or just
no, it's for me,
addictive?
but I'm trying not to. Trying to shed a few here, but no, they're good. They have like little crystallized or burnt brown sugar bits.
Oh, so is it like a snack?
You could just eat them like a snack,
like a finger food.
They come, they're in our bread section. They come in frozen. A lot of our bread now comes in frozen. They come in frozen, but then they thaw, and they're in little individual plastic packages. The little wedges, and you could do them out. We were doing with whipped cream and a strawberry on top, and that was good as well.
That does sound good. Oh, hey, Bevy, thanks, Kyle. Toasting them is pretty good. Okay. Indeed tasty. Maybe I'll have to look out for those. That does sound good.
Yeah, this was like, non-alcoholic beer in general has a certain flavor profile.
A little wang to
just
it.
whatever that is. Even like the there was
got a little something in there.
The Brooklyn Brewing one that I like, they have that special effects, I think is what it's called. We tried that. Even that has that sort of taste, and I don't know if it's from the process or what, but
there's just like a bready quality. Like there must be something that happens with the alcohol portion of it that eats up some more of that flavor in general. Excuse me, but yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. But yeah, no, I thought that podcast, I saw that one today, and I just immediately went to that, because I'll kind of wait a couple weeks and then I'll try and, as I'm doing stuff around the house, kind of catch up on some of those. Immediately went right to that one. And I was like, had to listen to that. But yeah, it was, some stories kind of heard, but yeah, it was funny. Norm talking about his couple favorite bits, and like said that, he liked the one or what he like. We jumped when he opened the chute. We hit the ground.
Yeah.
It was all very believable.
All very believable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that was good. And like I said, the whole
and don't take off the tape.
Stories of Coach like having to write stuff down everywhere, and them talking about how they would learn their lines, but only so much because then they felt it would get a little just all those little inside baseball things I like about that show. I have listened to one or two when it's just Ted Danson. Not Ted Danson.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
And it's okay.
Okay.
Like to me, like that show needs both of them because I don't think Ted Danson's the greatest of interviewer. Like he's all right. He's just a little too laid back for me. Like I like more of a Conan interviewer or like someone like, you know, like so the guys on Smart List, since there's 3 of them, they're always kind of jumping in. Sometimes you're like, you know, tell me about a time. And also it's like, Jesus, Ted, are you about to fall asleep? You know, it's like, and Woody also is kind of like that, but if they're both doing it, then there's enough of it that it kind of keeps it going. So the episodes again like that are sometimes a little less than.
Well, and he even acknowledges that he's not the greatest interviewer.
Oh no, I'm not saying he thinks he's amazing at it or whatever, but that definitely for me, the interviewer is what makes it. Like I will listen to, like you said earlier, I will listen to a lot of shows where I either don't quite know the guest, maybe I don't think I'm as interested, but if the interviewer is good, you will give me things that keep me interested. Whereas that, if I think if I didn't care about the guest or it's just Ted Danson, I might be like, or especially both, I'd probably be like, eh.
So there's one with just Ted Danson, I think, and Eric Andre. I actually enjoyed that, even though I don't really know much of his stuff. I've seen him, Andre, a comedian. Oh. He's done some of the stuff there. Ted Danson was saying how funny this one, but uncomfortably funny, this new thing or kind of new thing he did. But I think that's his name, Eric, not the Giant. Not Eric.
I was going to make that joke. But I just anybody want a peanut? Funny thing, I only recently learned Sean Evans from Interview talk show Hot Ones grew up in Illinois. Oh yeah, I think I have heard that. Yeah, like I don't know if was he born there or just grew up there. Actually about to take a nap and I remembered it's Thursday. Podcast's up, had to pop in and say hi. Well, I appreciate that, Kai. That's very kind. Evanston. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I like him a lot. But yeah, the Nikki Glaser one, we were talking about Smart List too, because Nikki Glaser was just on there. And the joke where she was like, what was it? She said, Will and Grace was such a good show. For you. It was such the, and she's like, you can use that joke anywhere. Yeah, and she's like, I realized going back there, I had like that she used it because she said, my boyfriend, I realized the boyfriend is the best I can do. Yeah, that was it. Will and Grace is the best that you'll do. That you can do. But it's so, and you said it again already today, and I think you've said it the last time we got together. God, I repeat myself a lot.
No, but and this is okay thing to repeat. And Jeff Goldblum said it in the podcast the other day. I was going to bring this up. He actually, because Jeff Goldblum I didn't realize he's a jazz musician. He must play the piano, I guess.
Oh, does he?
They're talking about
like
that.
A trumpeter.
His brain just goes, and he's like, and even then Ted Danson kind of gets going a little bit. The two of them, because they're actually a little bit fawning over each other, which is okay to some extent.
There's a balance there. Like you get people who are going to be happy with other people's work.
Yeah, but they start talking about something, and Jeff Goldblum says, I don't want to get too inside baseball. And I was like, oh my God, Andrew uses that. I was like, is that like a current like internet thing that is used a lot? Or
I've heard that term for years. So I've always liked that.
You and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, okay.
You share that.
That's good company.
Although his wife's younger than you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his wife. He got married to someone, she's like 40 or 42.
Nikki Glaser.
No. Yeah, right.
That's how they were both on the
She's
show.
40. That's right. They were there together.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
That may have been heard by our listening audience.
That definitely was for sure. I know what's going on in there. My gosh.
Buster's
put the
excited. Microphone at the door there.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah. Buster wanted to say I wanted to make a podcast appearance.
Hello. Show a picture of me.
I don't know if I have any pictures of Buster on the computer. I took one of him yesterday.
Have you watched any more Resident Alien?
No.
Okay. Can't talk about it then. Oh, jeez. That's a close-up.
I said that to Rachel, and then she made a sticker out of it. You can make stickers on your phone now that you can send to people.
Oh, what is...
You hold it down, and like it does the outline of whatever.
That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, and like you can make little stickers, so then you can send those almost like as little gifts or whatever. You can add those onto pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little sticker thing. Like a bevy pimped Resident Alien for weeks, and then I said, "Okay, fine, I'll watch it." And I finished it. And he is
finished it.
So here's the thing, though, like I said, because it's a Bevy and Mrs. Bevy. It's an Andrew and Rachel show, so it's a together thing. So then, like I said, if we don't watch that, I need to bring that one up because we also have, I think, the third season on Peacock, which we do also have now.
I think
so now we can kind of finish
it
all out. So I should actually do that.
There's 16 episodes in season 2. We're somewhere around.
I think we're a couple episodes.
Episode 10, maybe.
The other day when we just put on something we had dinner, I needed to go back to suggesting that. I can't remember, Nick, did you wind up liking, because if you finished it, did you wind up liking it? I know you were kind of like, oh, it's not bad. Like, it's pretty good here. Like, I don't know if you like loved it, but you were like, it was good enough. Or I know you've been enjoying it. Did you finish it yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, you did like it.
Liked it
okay.
muchly.
I'm glad you did.
I
Glad you liked it muchly.
No, we watch one episode a day when we sit down.
Oh, okay.
Pockets, savoring the entire viewing experience.
My wife does the same thing. It's like, let's watch.
Let's
get these done.
Watch two.
It's not like this is the only show we have to watch. That's what I always say. It's like there's 20 other shows. We don't need to stretch this out.
Right. It's not like we're lacking in options.
You're not lacking in content. You're gonna have that whatever show you've been enjoying. Like they have another season of that the school show that you've been watching.
Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, like I said, there's gonna be another season of that. There's other things you could watch.
I'm guessing it's probably because she is enjoying it so much that she doesn't want it to be over. But there's another season they're working on, the 4th season.
I haven't even watched any of the 3rd season of like The Bear. Like, I've felt no interest in it. I don't know why. I'll watch it eventually. But
go back and stop at episode 9, season 2. Just stop there.
Exactly.
You'll be happy, man.
If someone said, should I watch The Bear? I'd say watch the 2nd season, episode 9. Just turn it off and just make up your own fan fiction for the rest of it.
That's right.
Just finish right there. But yeah, no, I'll watch it. Like I said, I don't know why. Like, I think because I'd already heard, like, not just from you, like, not that you spoiled anything, but like I said, it seemed like a lot of the reviews were kind of like, it was still good, but obviously not as good as season 2. And, since I heard that one of the main things I was interested in doesn't really get resolved in any way, I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe I wait till I hear there is going to be a resolution and then I watch everything and get that resolution. But
way too old for most of this crowd. But I finished watching Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie.
Jane Fonda and
Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah,
okay.
It was good. I enjoyed the first, probably 4 seasons more, the last few seasons, but it's actually a little sad because
Did they do a murder-suicide?
No, they didn't do murder-suicide.
Oh, wow, that ruined the show.
But they're dealing with things that even at my age are almost a little too close to home.
I don't want to see it yet. Not yet.
Yeah, but it's like, okay. I mean, it's life, right? We're fortunate enough. Some of these are things we will have to deal with even under the best of circumstances. So,
right. Had no problems with I didn't hear that it was like awful. I just heard it wasn't as good. And like I said, I want their relationship. I didn't like how that ended at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little contrived in a way. And was a little frustrated by that. Like that seemed like, sometimes there's things it's like, okay, I get it. You need this as a plot device. You're doing this to move something along. And it's like that particular thing. I was kind of like, okay, that really feels like they did this. And then when I heard and kind of looked through that, it didn't seem like that anything between them got, there's a little bit, but she's not in it that much. And that's why I was kind of like, I have my own issues with The Bear, but this isn't the right place to pontificate about it. Oh my gosh. That's probably there's some deep thought there. I got it. Deep. I like it though. I like
deep thoughts with Crocodile.
Anyone watching House of the Dragon? Isn't it weird how Matt Smith ages? He's slowly turning into Gordon Ramsay. He is a little bit.
Big wanker.
He is a little
bit.
The
whole lot. Yeah. That's Butcher.
That's Sorry. Butcher. Yeah. I watched the first season of House of the Dragon and haven't watched. We just recently, a couple weeks ago, got HBO back. I wound up doing that deal. I was able to, and I found out when I did it. Remember, I kept being like, I was like, I don't know how it works when you go to sign up for it because we still have Disney Plus. Well, since all of that stuff is now linked, they don't tell you that. Like, I literally was just kind of like, well, I want to be able to watch the Bears Hard Knocks. Like, I need to go through and do this. I need to do it. It's like, so I'm just going to subscribe for it and see what happens. And once I got to the final part where I was about to pay for it, that's when it showed literally like, hey, we know you have this other service. So we're giving, like, for the next 3 months, I have a $13 credit. So the Disney Plus portion was basically free. Like, they just took that off of the I was like, why didn't you just tell me this earlier? Like, I literally didn't do this for like a week because I wasn't sure what was going on and you weren't sure. Yeah. So anyway, I wound up doing that. But yeah, I might watch House of the Dragon season. I don't know. That might be another one. I got to see if my wife is interested in that. I think she asked about it again the other day. That's another one where I was like, first season was fine. Like, Game of Thrones was really good. Like, I liked it, but they're making another prequel to that. It's not for some reason, it's not a show where I'm like, I need that, I don't know.
The prequel to the prequel.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, like I said, it seems like it's very well made. People like it. Enjoyed House of the Dragon. Yeah, like I said, the first season, I didn't like the first episode or two. And then it was fine. It's just more of the same thing where it's like, wow, I wonder if they'll really be super evil backstabbers between these two fiefdoms and these two kings. They are shocking. It's like, okay. Like, I don't know.
Have you heard, or has anybody out there heard of a show called Reservation Dogs?
Is that people that just go out to restaurants a lot or something?
No, it has to do with like Native Americans.
Mm.
Okay. I've from one of my coworkers, I've heard good things. So I think now that I'm done with Grace and Frankie, it's also supposed to be sad, so Pocket doesn't want to watch that. So I will probably be, that'll be my next Keith.
You should just create a list of tear fests.
So
like House of the Dragon more than the last few seasons of I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. Last few seasons of Game of Thrones kind of went a little downhill. Met one of the producers for that. She did a session on native showing in advertising. Oh, okay. Wow, cool. Have you actually watched it?
I think it's on Hulu.
Hulu?
Which I still have to watch with commercials. I do like that with Netflix. I don't have to watch commercials.
Really good show. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what. I've heard that it takes a couple episodes to maybe get into it, but that'll be the next one. So cool.
And then what is it next week? Murders in the Building comes back.
Oh,
season
is it?
4.
Oh.
I think that's next week. I think it's the 27th or something like that.
All right.
And I forget. Do they drop all of that at once usually, or is that one at a time?
I don't think so. No, I think that's usually a weekly dropping of episodes.
Oh, representation. That's kind of what I thought you meant, but I wasn't sure either. So I was actually waiting for that question to be answered as well, Nick.
Native showing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. Would I seek that one out? No. But if someone said I'm looking for a non-alcoholic Oktoberfest, I'm like, that was pretty good.
Yeah. I'll probably grab a few of these, have them in the fridge for.
Would you?
For those times where I want something that's not water, but also not alcohol. So
I went out to lunch the other week with a friend, and it was funny. We were talking about Tombstone because we actually went down to Hermanos. And like I said, and actually ordered food, which was weird because usually we always order appetizers, and we actually ordered
which is food,
actual food. Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Not appetizers, not liquid appetizers.
Not liquid appetizers.
Yeah.
But they have that brie and like turkey sandwich with like the apples and like the melted brie and whatever. Oh my God, that was delicious. Yeah, it was great. Then I actually ordered mashed potatoes with it. And they're like garlic mashed potatoes with Anyway, food was good. But I had ordered a couple things from Tombstone. And all of a sudden, just out of the blue, he was like, Tombstone did this English mild that was, and like, it was so funny. I was like, that was one of my brother's favorites. And he's like, I bought multiple 6-packs of that.
Were you there with Fitz?
No, someone I used to work with at Goodwill. But yeah, like I said, so that was kind of funny that came up. I was like, I said, it was just like that was the one he picked. And out of all those, like, I'm like, I was like, yeah, I like those. My brother's like that too.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, that was pretty funny to have that come out. But yeah, beer list was pretty good. They only had a couple stouts. I did get the Wren House. They had that Joe Max stout, so that was pretty good. That one was solid. I had the Tombstone, that Raspberry Berliner Weiss. They had that on draft, and then I had like a Pilsner or something. It wasn't a Pilsner. There was something else from Wren House that I got too, but it was on the lighter side. But that was pretty good too.
Not the Big Spill.
It was not. I'm trying to remember what that one was. But anyway, like I said, it was, food was good. And the beer selection, like I said, pretty good as usual.
We just got some renovation in that was canned on 8.5. That'd probably be pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Renovation's always a good one.
Turkey.
All right. Let us close that one down. And then, do you want to take a break and get the wine? Or you just want me to grab it and come back in? What do you feel like?
We gotta get some glasses and take it. It won't be a long break.
All right.
Stretch the legs and be right back.
That sounds like a good plan. All right. We will take a quick break, grab the wine. Do you want, where did this come? Actually, maybe just touch on that for a second. So obviously it's Trader Joe's.
Correct.
But I've never heard of this grape. I've never heard of what this is. I don't even know if I want to pronounce it. We'll just even put it up on the screen already. This is what we're going to go grab.
Picpoul.
Tell us a little bit about there, Sam.
Yeah. Boy, I sure wish I could.
Yeah.
We had one of these. It wasn't this brand. We had one of these a few years back. The last week, we have gotten in so many new wines at Trader Joe's. We've gotten a Pinot Gris from Washington. We've gotten an Albarino back, which I bought a bottle of that and haven't tried. We've got a California Rosé. We got this. We've got a Sauvignon Blanc from Napa. So all these like kind of fun, exciting things have popped up. But this one, we've only had this grape or this type one other time. And I think that word, it says it translates into like stinging of the lips or lip stinging.
Yes.
Picpoul.
Yeah, I think that. Where was that? Oh, it's up here further. No?
Lip stinging.
Lip
Lip stinging bargain, but I think that's what that actually means.
Picpoul Picpoul from the Languedoc region in France.
Yeah.
Wine does not spend any time in oak.
Okay.
Exclusively at Trader Joe's, imported by Advantage International. That's so funny. I remember reading that too. And maybe it must
there.
Be
I wonder if it's there somewhere.
Pronounced Picpoul, which literally stings the lip.
Stings the lip.
Literally translates to. The main thing was stop having white people write native stories. It's embarrassing for everyone. That seems accurate.
Okay.
That seems accurate.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go grab this and some glasses, and we will be
right back.
Right back. And we are back. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Hi, Bevy. I know you just left, and that's okay. Mitch, it is good to see you.
All caps.
How are you doing this fine evening? How was your Diablo from earlier? Welcome back, Bevy. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Wait,
I'm excited. No caps.
I'm excited.
Everything else, a lot of caps.
I'm excited. Yeah. Welcome back, Bevy. Yeah.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to be here.
I know that's okay. Welcome back, Bevy. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
That's like, what is that? Oh, the song, What You Won't Do for Love. You're like, I came back to let you know.
Oh,
and you guys are,
that's, yeah.
Got a thing for you.
He's so excited to say something, and then he just goes mellow. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you.
And I can't
so he just brings it down like 12 notches. You'd think that would build.
He won't do that.
But I won't do that. Wouldn't you, though?
I would do
I think you might.
For Bevy.
I think you might.
But
this this does have alcohol in it. So
this one does.
So this one does have alcohol.
Yep.
Do you know how much?
Oh, I thought I saw in there 13.
Yeah, you're correct. 13%. No time in oak. 100% this grape varietal too, right? Correct?
Picpoul.
100%. This is from France, you said earlier. You've been excited to try this. You have not tried any of it,
I have not tried it.
I love it.
This is the same bottle I was 2 minutes away from bringing over last week.
How difficult was it for you not to open this up?
Well, fortunately, so now once again, initially it was, oh my gosh, I have to wait a week for that. But then I was like, wait a minute, I've got like 5 other things I want to try that are brand new. So I helped. I was able to.
Wait a minute. I have a whole wine.
I was able to redirect
things.
Good. I'm building those new synapses in my brain, and so.
Alcohol. Yeah, alcohol is making its way out now.
The
$8.99. Correct. Just want to make sure we got the rest of the stuff. $8.99. Only available at Trader Joe's.
This particular one.
Particular one. I'm sure you can find this grape varietal and let other people are producing it. But
Picpoul.
And so, funny enough, kind of the opposite of the Chardonnay we'd had, where I was like, oh my God, the Chardonnay is great because I love the oakiness of it, a little bit of buttery. This is usually kind of almost the opposite of what I usually like in a white wine.
Yes.
For myself.
Yeah.
I do appreciate a Pinot Grigio every once in a while, or a Sauvignon, like a Sauvignon Blanc, probably more toward a Sauvignon Blanc, that type of thing.
Yeah. There was a guy in my line today, and he was buying wine, and I hadn't really looked at what he was buying at first because I was ringing his other stuff up. He was really nice. He seemed like a nice guy.
You said your head down. You didn't care.
Well, yeah, I don't know you, but then when I started ringing up his wine, I was like, oh, there's a $24 bottle, and so he was buying more expensive wines. But then I got to his last 2 bottles of wine, and they were the Terrain, the Sauvignon Blanc that we tried, the French Sauvignon Blanc we tried a monthish ago.
Oh, okay.
That I've had a few bottles of, I've really liked, and I asked him because I was like,
They want to drink Merlot. We're drinking Merlot.
Perfect timing, Nick. There you go.
I am not drinking any fucking Merlot.
Okay. Relax, Miles. Jesus, no
Oh my
Merlot.
God! At the same time as the No Merlot, Brie with the 66 months.
3
to go until the magic number. Brie, thank you for the 66 months.
I don't know what that means. No, I'm just
for
kidding.
6 months in advance.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh. Advanced it. She's ready to go. Brie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're having some wine right now. You came in at the perfect time.
For 6 months in advance. What does that mean? Does it mean it's actually 60, or this is just
guaranteed?
Okay.
She'll be here at least for another 6 months.
Okay. All right.
It's like after that, you got to win me back over.
All right.
I think that's how it goes. Brie, we're having some wine right now. Why don't you open up some wine? if you can.
But he was talking about because especially when I saw, at least for Trader Joe's, his purchases were a little bit higher. And I said, have you had this? He's like, oh, I think it's great. And I was like, no, good. Me too.
Do 6 months when I do subs, better deal. There you go.
Okay.
That makes sense. You're smart like that. Oh my God. I think I retweeted it and then I even commented on it. I don't know if you saw it. Sometimes you'll go and look at stuff. Did you see the scallops that Brie, the picture that she put up there that she had made?
I did not.
Oh my God. I almost passed out. Because that is that's one of my favorite scallops in general.
Don't look now because I don't want to have to revive you.
Yeah. Hopefully I can make it.
I guess you've conditioned yourself.
I pre-passed out.
Yeah.
That is literally when I see that on a menu, if it's at a place where I know I'm hoping that it's going to be quality, that is literally probably one of my favorite dishes to order.
What's the one you used to? Oh my gosh, those look delicious.
No, they look so perfect. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that is literally probably my favorite seafood. I like all kinds of seafood, but scallops are that's my heart. It's just I'm oh God, it looks so good.
Is that what you used to get at North? Wasn't
yes.
there a meal? Okay, but then that
North,
changed.
They did change it. I think they still have something like it, but it's not quite the same because they used to put this. It was this lemon garlic butter risotto, and then it was the scallops and some. It was just literally the most it was. I try and savor my food as much as possible. I mean, sometimes we all wolf something down when it's really good.
Yeah.
But that was literally one of those dishes, and scallops in general. There's a place in San Francisco that we've gone to where it's with each bite, I literally just sit there. I almost try and sit back just because it's I have to enjoy this.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just one of my favorite things.
Goes down so quickly.
Yeah. If you can do them in a cast iron like that crust that you get on there. Yeah, it just that. Sometimes your photography of your food, literally almost just takes me to other meals that I've had. Because we haven't gotten to have a meal together someday soon. Who knows? I said, but since we haven't gotten to have a meal, I said, it just reminds me of other dishes. I'm oh, I bet it's as good as that at least, if not better. So. Lots of fruit, apple, pear, maybe a little citrus in there. Maybe a little lime.
There's a little citrus of something.
Maybe a little lime in there. Maybe a little lemon, something like that. Sometimes those kind of cross over. A little Sprite aroma too. No,
a hint
my
of
lemon, my limon. Is that what they used to call it?
Lyman. There's maybe a little stone fruit of something.
Bevy making a really solid glizzy on the barbecue. Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, steak and or scallops are probably good. Not had this wine. Interesting. So this is Trader Joe's exclusive. This particular bottle. You can't find this grape varietal, which I'm not familiar with at all.
I've only seen it. We had one several years back, within, I'm going to say 5 to 10 years ago. And I remember at that time thinking it was okay, but doesn't sting the lips, but it does water the mouth.
It's the tart is definitely there. It's definitely that citrus, that lemon or lime kind of comes through. Probably a little more lemon, I think, at least to me. It seems like at the moment. So that really comes through.
There's a stone fruit note in there too of some sort.
Oh, really?
Something minor, way underneath that other stuff.
Herbal, more like a stone fruit, or like an actual stone fruit, like a peach or something.
Apricot or nectarine, maybe, or
stone fruit.
Not a stone
herbal
fruit.
And peach.
Hey,
in there.
man, it's a stone.
That's what
fruit.
they should call it. If there's herbal and peach in there, it's stone fruit.
A stone fruit, man.
I would have to be having this with the right food. I don't think I would I'm not going to open this and be I'm going to just enjoy something. This would not be something because there's not a lot of the depth that I'm looking for. There's definitely a few different notes of citrus in there, and I think it's good. But for me, it's this to me needs food to go along with it so that I can have that either accentuate something else I'm eating or cutting through. So if I, cutting through something, I don't know. It's not just kind of having the tart and the lemon on there is not.
Mix it with some milk.
Some creaminess.
Picpoul.
Oh,
Picpoul Dilk. No. It's Pilk.
It could just still be Pilk.
Pilk. Picpoul de Pilk.
Pook. Pulk? Pulk.
There's almost maybe not stone fruit.
Stone cold. I thought I knew this wine so well.
Maybe I'm already.
Small village of Montauk.
I may already be flash forwarding to our next beverage, but I almost feel like there's a little juniper at the back.
Now I think you're smoking.
A little, just like
more.
more.
You are
berry.
a stone fruit now.
No, there's something at the end that is like, oh, on one of those sips, and I was like, wait a minute.
So then I don't know where we are until I hear our name pronounced.
It helped that you knew the language.
A bit of salty minerality. Would you say there's any saltiness in it? I'm just kind of looking at their tasting.
Maybe that's what
now,
makes me my mouth water so much.
Things getting serious.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Janie's getting serious.
Speaking of kind of serious, there was I think I talked. I was a little more vague about it, but when you kiss someone for serious, it's kind of scary. Isn't it? I had a song all of a sudden in my head like about a week ago. It's like, what is this song? Like, it was something where it was like, it was not completely recognizable. I'm like, okay, this is a song I know I've heard. This is a song, I know this melody. I know I like it. I'm like, what is this song? I couldn't think. I'm like trying to think of it. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like kind of remembering like a lyric. I'm like, oh, I think this might be this. And I'm kind of like going through. It was really interesting because it stayed in my head for like a whole day. It was like my brain couldn't let go of it. It was one of those things. So finally I was like, okay, I think it's a Kenny Rogers song. And I'm like, okay, I think it's this. And I'm like going through and I'm looking. And so I finally figured it out. And then I listened to it because I hadn't listened to it in so long. I was like, okay, yeah, I remember liking this. And then it's one of those ones where I haven't listened to it in so long, where then I listened to it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is what this song's about? Oh my God. Hold on. Do you know what song I would be talking about where I'd say
Coward of the County?
Exactly. I was like, mother trucker. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. I was like, because I looked it up because I put it because I couldn't remember the name of the song because they say it, but it's not like it's not the hook. So I literally had to go into Google and I think I typed in Kenny Rogers and then I put in the the hook of the don't do what I've done, son, or whatever, like that whole. Yeah, that whole bit, and I like looked at it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is, and I was like, oh, I actually have it on my phone because it's part of his 21 greatest hits or whatever. Yep. I'm like, oh, okay, so I like listened to it. I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, this is kind of a little not like this. It's a little more country than I would normally like, just because like it kind of starts out a little bit like
it did cross over.
Where it's like I wrote the song down, and then it's like, oh, I'll turn this into like an actual song kind of thing. Jesus,
holy moly!
What the? Oh my God! Whoa. Bree, what are you doing? Oh my God.
That's a lot of gifts.
Contributing to the Scallops Fund for later also. Oh my God. Bree, you are way too kind. Oh my God. Bree, thank you for the 10 gifted subs to Fantasy versus Flacco Flavor Company. Lord Saint, the Dungeon Master. That's a pretty good one. Before Shock, Blau getting one. That's always nice. Noon deal YouTube, maybe noon. We'll call it noon. Dust Gaming, Toss
Noon
Nanny,
Delight.
Swan Rise, Darth Garth. Speaking of kind of country music, there. That's Garth's other one.
And then Chris Gaines. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, and then Care Bear 88 as well. The Care Bear stare right there. Some fun names. Those are some fun names. Some hard ones to say. Bree, thank you for making me say them. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. That is way too kind.
I wonder if that's
thank you very much.
Noon Delight. Like
I bet it is.
Delight.
I bet that is Noon Delight. That's good. See, maybe I should have you read the next time.
No.
I just got that one. Those. That's a good one.
You do the heavy lifting.
You had the time to kind of just keep on that one, and I got to it. And my brain just literally just shut down.
You had to go back.
I see YT. I think of YouTube, and when I see TTV, it's usually twitch.tv. Like I said, so that's usually when I see those things. That's where my brain goes to. Yep. I think you're correct, though.
Afternoon
Bree,
Delight.
Thank you so much for the 10. That is super, super
Very
kind.
thoughtful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we need to have scallops. We need to do that.
This would probably go well maybe with the scallop. This is supposed to be a seafood wine.
So that's what I could that's kind of what I was leaning toward, is like not something as heavy as like a steak or a red meat type thing, but I think a chicken or a fish dish with this would help bring out either some of the notes that maybe like that you put in there with either the rub or whatever else, or if you had something that's a little more fatty and buttery, like those things going on, I think that would be good. Like I said, drinking this for me on its own is okay, but it wouldn't be something I would like a little bit more of something else. But I think it would fit well with other stuff.
I kind of like stuff like this, especially when it's hot outside. And I can drink this on its own, but I agree that it would be enhanced with some food.
Maybe some banging crab cakes.
Yeah.
Crab cakes might work too.
Crab cakes are really good with Chardonnay, though. But yes, this could work. Also,
I do love Chardonnay, though.
So the link I sent you mentions the Albarino. From Spain. We did just get in an Albarino as well. We have carried a couple of those. This is the third one we've had in my time at Trader Joe's, and that sounds like a Led Zeppelin song.
In my time at
but
Trader
I bought a
Joe's.
bottle of that too. But even though I want to try that, I could, if you want to taste the Spanish version of this, we could do that next week if you want.
That would be interesting.
No guarantees I won't have had it by then, but I have other things to distract myself. So maybe
Keep yourself distracted.
Yes. Crab cakes, yes. Oh wow,
Get some crab cakes.
Isn't that the thing that a couple weeks ago they were doing while we were podcasting? The
What's that?
ProneCon?
Yes, ProneCon was going on. Yeah, Mitch, they want me to come next year, so we will see. Apparently, yeah, we're gonna have to go lowercase on my ass. I get you.
You got to get you on a plane.
Crab cakes also sound pretty good too.
You have to get on a plane.
That's true. I tried to trick someone in because there's some people in the Phoenix area that went out there. I'm like, we could just take a 2-day drive, but that would be a lot. You know what I'm excited for? Pumpkin season is coming. Shipyard is calling my name. Mitch and I, like I said, we've talked about it. He is also a huge fan of the Pugsley Smash Pumpkin that we love so much.
We were able to find that last year?
I don't know if it was last year, the year before. I know I've gotten some within the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think
I found
it was
like
last year.
a couple cans of it, and it was still very good.
I still have
even the Shipyard Brewing, just a regular one, is really good. The pumpkin head or whatever, that one's also solid too.
I have my can of a Pumpalyptica still at the house.
Oh,
from last year. But it's so also too, I guess. So next week might be the last show for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
But we do, if you did want to go all Oktoberfest, we could do that. But I don't know if I want to do that necessarily. But yeah, I know the pumpkin season is coming, so it's it'll be good. It's always it's hard to believe we've done that for as long as we have. But
if you need some, I can ship it out. The brewery is 35 minutes from the doorstep. I'll let you know. Like I said, if you see that it's out there, then I'll start looking here. And if I can't find it, we'll get together and we'll talk about that. Because yeah, that's absolutely one of my favorites. Or if they even have some, I don't know if they have something even crazier out there too. All right, cool. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
The Trader Joe pumpkin season is almost upon us.
Bree was announcing that it was pumpkin season just with, I think Starbucks has finally put out their stuff too. So it's pumpkin for everybody.
I saw that in the news the other day, but
so it's Crocodile. Still one of my favorite ones. I mean, I love the Dogfish Head. Like I said, their pumpkin is still really good. They don't make it anymore, but Ballast Point used to do a pumpkin down. That was a Scotch pumpkin ale that was really good.
Yep.
But still one of the consistent ones that I also love is it's Pugsley's Smashed Pumpkin. It's from Shipyard Brewing. It's a like imperial pumpkin because I think it's usually around 9%, something like that. But that one is usually really good. An easier one to find is the Shipyard Brewing, their pumpkin head, which that one's on the lighter side. That was one of the first ones we tried. And I've had that one since then, and that one's still good. But the Pugsley Smash Pumpkin, like that one's it's fantastic. It's like buttery crust and the pumpkin and just all the other goodness to it. So
whatever I was picking up as
salt.
No, as the gin, juniper berry.
Oh, you were calling
it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's not there. Whatever I thought was there, and it's gone. It flashed out. There it is.
This is like an older article of it, but here you go. From somebody else to review. It's the first item on their website. Nice. Here we go.
That's a good one to hang your hat on, though.
This is a good one. Big bodied pumpkin beer. Yeah, it's one we always really like.
Who are you calling it?
We used to every year actually kind of like, we did even more of a production out of it. We would try and find 3 or 4 new ones. We would bring back the one that was our favorite the previous year. We'd have that one again, and we would say like who won. And it was like multiple years. It was either the Dogfish or it was the Pugsleys. Like kept winning.
Yeah.
Like basically those kind of kept winning until that Ballast Point one came around.
Sort of
That's no longer
retired.
around.
The one year I think the pumpkin got beat by one of the, and then we retired one. Or I don't know. We kind of sort of gave it, emeritus status.
I think we had trouble finding one, and then we kind of like let that one go.
So
If you like pumpkin beer, that's the best in my opinion, followed by Pumpkinhead. Yeah, I think the Pumpkinhead is definitely in there too, for sure. I mean, they ship nationally now too, which is nice. Microbes is good to see you. How are you, Microbes? How are you feeling? Might be hard in Cali if it's from Maine, but you never know. Yeah, we used to get it out here fairly consistently. Like Total Wines would have it. Sometimes our local bottle shops would have it too. Like I said, if it's already up on their website, I may have to go looking for it as well. But yeah,
I have some Total Wine gift cards, so maybe I need to
take a look then.
To head down there.
But yeah, it was just funny going back, figured out what that song was, listening to it. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's in 2 minutes. And then also I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I was like, what happened to this guy's lady? I was like, and then he basically murders them all.
Well, yeah, he kicks their ass for sure.
Yeah.
That was a crossover hit, got to number 3.
Oh, did it?
On the pop charts. And then they actually made a made for TV movie out of it. There were a few that they made a Gambler one. And they made a Coward of the County one. And yeah,
how did they handle that one?
Well, you know what? It was a different time back in 1980.
That sounds very much like it was basically like think Charles Bronson Death Wish, and that's kind of what the Coward of the County is.
I didn't watch it. I just know there was one, but that's one of those in the last probably 10 years. I've read an article here are 10 creepy songs that Brown Sugar and certain ones that don't necessarily. Well, I mean, it's a as far as creepy stories go, it's a very well told creepy story.
Yeah, it's just it was one of those ones where there's a couple lines in the middle. It's like, wow, he went there.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I kind of see this is probably okay, I get what this is going to be about, and then also I was like, oh my God.
I heard The Gambler on the way to work this morning. That is just that's such a great song. I mean, so well written,
and especially the Muppet version of it too.
It goes on probably one. Yeah, I do remember that one time too many with the chorus, but.
Here's in stock in San Francisco at Total Wine & More, and they delivered. There you go, Crocodile.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's last year's, though, but it'll still be good.
I hope it's not. Doing good, Microbes, doing good. We're enjoying a new, at least wine style that I've never had before. And you had neither, right?
It's been several years. I bought that one. Yeah, just one. Yep.
Time for pumpkin porter from our favorite local brewers. We'll see. I'm not sure if we're doing the pumpkin porters. You have to find out. We're doing. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Were they? Shipyard smashed pumpkin 4-pack 16-ounce cans 13. Yeah, that's pretty fair. To be fair, you should always look at the date on the cans 100%, especially Total Wine. Go to Total Wine next week, be in Raleigh for the day. Nice. Yeah, go look for it. Like I said, yeah, if you like pumpkin beers, again, you never know if something changes from year to year, but that always used to be one of our favorites. And then the one we enjoyed last year as well from the, like I said, what did you say was the Pumpaliptica?
Oh, Pumpaliptica.
Who's that from, though?
Can't remember. They did 3 different versions of that.
Nope, not Apocalyptica.
No.
Nope. Undead Apocalyptica Pecan. Wiley Roots.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wiley Roots Brewing Company did 4 different kind of barley wine style pumpkin beers, and they were delicious. They had a pecan one. They had the coffee one, I believe. It was like a latte, like cafe latte or something like that.
We got to see if we can find
all 4 of those were really good. Or I should say I think I had 2 different ones. I think we had one, and then I bought another one, which we had. So yeah, definitely recommend if you can find those. Wiley Roots Brewing Company, Undead Apocalyptica. And like I said, I think they were all barley wine style ales. Like again, one of them was pumpkin with spices, with pecan with spices. Another one was, like I said, the coffee, all this kind of stuff.
We got to find the Drecker carrot cake.
Oh, that carrot cake one was amazing. Yeah. I wish they would put.
To me, that's a fall.
It'd be nice if they would put that out again.
Yeah, that was good.
That would be amazing. Hold up! Oh my gosh, what are we holding up? Carrot cake beer. Yeah, so there's a brewery called Drecker Brewing, Drekker. And they do a bunch of dessert beers. They also do a bunch of
sours,
smoothie sour, all kinds of crazy stuff.
IPAs, double IPA.
Here, let me. If you can find it, like I said, they are sometimes a little hard to find.
Totally.
What was it called?
In the fall.
I'll just put that in. I'm sure. Slang du jour carrot cake.
That's right. Yeah.
Is it this one?
That looks right.
Yeah, this is it. It literally looked like carrot cake too.
Someone is drinking a slang du jour right now. Wow.
Apparently.
Okay.
has carrot juice. They use granola, cream cheese. Like they use they're one of the breweries where it's not like, and I'm sure some of them maybe they have some additives, but a lot of times like if you look at what they use to make it, it literally is those ingredients.
Yep.
It's like I said, it's granola, it's carrot juice. They say like it's cream cheese. It's like they put all that like the actual ingredients in there. Beers are not cheap. Like that's usually like a $5 or $6 16-ounce can. But again, you share that with somebody, it's not that big a deal. Like I said, and it's, I don't think so. But yeah, like I said, they do a ton of stuff. Like I said, definitely look up Drecker Brewing. They're known for their IPAs and stuff, kind of far and wide, but I would definitely say their sours are probably very close to behind that. Between, like I said, they have smoothie sour, 16 ounces.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. I'm just saying because of the amount. Sometimes when you have something like that is that intense of a flavor.
Yeah. If
you're like, oh, this is good, but I don't want a whole can. Like maybe not. Like I said, that usually doesn't happen with some of the Tombstone Stouts and things like that. But share, no, thank you.
It's only 16 ounces. That's not the sharing size. Silly me. That's not the sharing size.
Silly, yeah. 32 ounces, maybe. He's like, oh, maybe a crowler.
Crowler? Okay.
Maybe a crowler. Okay. Oh man, too funny. Oh, all right. So Keith likes cocktails.
So
at
does
least when I have to try and make them. Actually, we were talking. It came up the other day. I think it was maybe talking with Baker about the margarita in a can that we had enjoyed from Trader Joe's. Speaking of just
the everything but the bartender.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That one was actually pretty good for one of those things.
Yeah.
The more fruit and umbrellas, the better. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so this is a cocktail I saw come across my TikTok at some point from someone that I've been following for a while. They're called The Educated Barfly. I really like his content. Definitely should go check it out. Like I said, I think we've tried a couple different things from him. We've also done stuff from not just a bartender. Like I said, that's another one that we followed. I found out when I looked for this recipe, because I didn't know that he actually also has a website where then he puts up the recipes for these. I just usually save the TikTok and then I go back and look for them. That also Imbibe featured this cocktail. So I'm surprised you didn't bring this to my attention at some point. So I'm kind of sad in that regard that I actually had to find something that was also in Imbibe magazine.
Okay.
And I brought up and I wanted to save that just so you could see
when was it from? Oh, but it's from 6 years ago.
2018. Yeah.
I'm
sure you've just barely read those at some point.
No. I'm a couple months behind, but I'm not that far behind.
You have the magazine though, I'm sure.
You literally could probably still have this magazine.
Like the TV guides on Seinfeld. You could go find.
I do have this. I'm sure I have it.
I'm sure you have this one.
I'm sure I do. I keep them. So I probably have that. It's funny that you bring that up because recently I read in this, probably a couple months ago episode issue, there was a, it's called the Old Pal cocktail, and it's rye whiskey, Campari, or we could probably use the Amaro, and then also dry vermouth. So it's kind of a riff of the Negroni.
Oh, okay. I have all of those things. And we should try that.
And I had actually written it down.
Did you write that down? We should do that next week. I've got all those things.
The current way is to do 2 ounces of rye and then 1 to 1. But back when I was looking it up, they actually featured this recipe 4 years ago, and they were just doing 1-1-1. But now they're saying now you should probably still feels blended if you do the 2. So yeah, no, if you want to, we could Old Pal.
I could go for a Negroni. So it's funny then that you mentioned that drink, and we're talking about Negronis. Was then one of the other ones recently that I saved from this Educated Barfly. He did one, and it's literally like, I forget what the combo was, but it's literally combining. I think it was a. And I know you would think it'd be a Boulevardier, but I think he was combining actually a Manhattan and a Negroni.
Okay.
So it had you took out, because it was Aperol. It was Aperol, 2 ounces of rye. Like he was like, that was what made me remember it, because he said, he's like, yeah, I like going heavier on the rye. So it was like 2-1-1.
Or even like a bottle.
But it was, it was some of those other things that are normally in a Boulevardier or a Negroni, but then it was, it had a different name, but it had 4 things in it. So it combined those 2 drinks, and then it kind of looked like it was a combination of an old fashioned and a Negroni. Because it was over a giant rock, so there was a little bit of simple syrup, and then it was Aperol, 2 ounces of rye, and then something else.
Actual Aperol or Campari /
No,
Amaro?
he said Aperol because he thought Campari was too strong.
Okay.
So he actually was using it. So that's more
Aperol is more orange, right?
Like more orange. So like that
kind of. Do you have Aperol?
I don't. I didn't say we had to do this one. I just
I like it. The idea though. We got some good stuff going on.
Stop it, Bev. You're killing me. So the drink we're actually having tonight, which I don't know if anybody's actually hit the button tonight, so that if you guys want to look at the recipe, this is called the Gin Rocket cocktail. And this came across because I was like, I have most of these things. And then the other things that were in it, it's very interesting. So I know I sent you the video. I don't know if you got time to watch it.
I tried to look at it, but it wouldn't let me watch it, not in the TikTok app, which I don't have on my phone.
Okay, I think that came up for HJ at something recently too. It's got the word rocket. I'll have to. I know that was rocket. Honestly, microbes. That was something I thought of just the other day too when I had this. But yeah, it's called the Gin Rocket. So it is gin, lime juice, simple syrup, arugula, and fennel.
Huh? And we're doing. You have those things?
I bought all these things.
Okay. So rocket is a type of arugula, actually.
And that's why it's called the Gin Rocket.
Which we do have at Trader Joe's.
There you go.
I could have bought some rocket arugula. But anyway.
2 ounces of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. The rocket and the arugula / rocket and the fennel, that's a little bit to like, how much you want to put in there.
Okay.
Like I said, so we'll kind of mess around with that a little bit. But it is, it's like I said, so that is
science.
I get to muddle. So I'm excited about that, which is always fun. So we're going to make that and then we're going to come back in and enjoy that. We get to use my coupe glasses.
Very excited about that.
So that's always nice too. We do love science. Science is fun. Technology. I also order from wine from Instacart. They have their own wine store. It's limited, but so cheap. Oh, you've talked about that before, Bree. That is super, super cool. I haven't done the Instacart, but I did do a lot of BevMo delivery during the pandemic. Yeah, I think that was where a lot of those services took off.
All right. I'm looking forward to this.
All right. Let's go make a actually
let's blast off into the kitchen
because I'm going to forget. Let's go ahead and put there's kind of the graphic. It's a little bit extra. So
a bunch of salads.
So this is me using AI technology.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to take someone else's graphic, and obviously I can't draw. So then it was kind of fun. So the program I use for video editing, they've started adding like voice generate like stuff, which I don't ever use. But they also have an image generator where it's the whole thing where you can type in and it creates it. This took like 30 minutes for me to get it to get this close because I was I'm like Gin Rocket drink in a coupe glass, no background. Like I'm like trying to get this, and then it would still always put like a blurred background. It brings up, it makes like 4 or 5 different images. Then it wouldn't be a coupe glass. It'd be like a rocks glass or something. I was like, that's not what I said. Like
I said coupe.
So then I would keep trying. I was like white background. And then I was like, okay, it got white, but it was always like on a table. No, I'd like no back, like no, nothing, just in the, so I finally got to this and then I still had to go through and like do some other edits myself. But I thought that was kind of funny. That I was like, I'll try out the random AI technology because I knew I wouldn't be making it in time to take a picture. Like, I don't, that's the whole thing is we don't, this happens live. I don't get to like, if we were doing this and recording it the way we used to, I would have just taken an actual picture of what I was making and everything else. So anyway, let's go make a drink and let's come back and enjoy, hopefully.
I can't imagine we won't, but
I can't imagine we won't.
We'll leave the door open just in case.
All right. Be right back. We have returned. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Frosty, I miss so much being an adult and having to run errands to complete things. I hate that for you. It's good to see you all, though. All right, be lurking. Power loss killed the math spec, so I'm off the campus again. Microbes, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Sorry you have to get going.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hopefully the power comes back. Yes, I agree. Also, hopefully the power comes back. You can eat and drink as normal, but you should avoid alcohol for 2 days after having anesthetic. But this is from an England website. This is America. I'm gonna have a tequila shot while I finish my dinner. Also good options. All right, we have brought back our cocktails. They have been made. You can't really see them because it's green. Is there any way for me to? There.
Yeah,
that's
it. It doesn't look quite that swampy.
It looks closer to that, but it's kind of more of a nice.
Definitely. Well, if people. Dude, they have that. Is that link in that?
So yeah, if you look at
that, it is crazy how I was like, that green is not going to happen. But you probably knew it was because after last week's unfortunate, unplanned, which you had all these fresh ingredients.
I did. That was why I thought of it too. I was like, I need to make this. Ghost Mio, good to see you. Made it for Thursday podcast. Hi, Kev and Bev.
Hello there, Kev. It works.
They were trying to work on a new name for. It was like. It was like KEBEV podcast. Like, I don't know. There was something going on in Discord. Yeah, something like that.
It.
Yeah. Well,
Kaboom
it's good because actually, I don't even know if I did the full intro. Andrew.
Keith.
We're About Beverages.
Kev.
And we've actually made a cocktail.
Yeah, well, meaning you.
You managed me making the cocktail.
I ate
very
chips
well.
while you made the cocktail.
So this is the Gin Rocket. It is the third beverage there in the links. It is. We use the Botanist for our gin. I guess I didn't mention that earlier.
That fits in perfectly. The Botanist. Botany. Yes, of course. That's the one that should be made.
Yes, because there's herbs in here.
Yes, we have herbs in there.
We've got 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, a 1/4 cup of rocket / arugula.
Yep.
That is just another term for arugula. And then they say a whole fennel bulb. Like I kind of watched what he put in, and that's about what I tried to double because I did make a double so we could both have one.
And we do have, like I said, Trader Joe's has the rocket arugula. It's a wild arugula. So
it is supposed to be green because of the lime juice and then all the other greens that are in it. Like I said, not only some of the fennel bulb, but you put some of the fronds in. You basically are putting almost like a salad in there. And then you muddle all that together. Then you shake it with some ice, double strain it.
It smells delicious.
And the herbs really come through.
And they do. They're mouth-watering.
Yeah.
I definitely get the lime, but it's supported by the other herbal goodness.
The juniper kind of like hangs out in the background for me. It's kind of like the lime. I get the fennel comes through, then like I said, and then into like I said, you get a little bit of the rocket arugula. Yeah, rocket is another term for.
It's a type of arugula.
Type of.
It's because we at Trader Joe's we carry an organic arugula. We also carry the wild rocket arugula. So I'm guessing it's the type of arugula. So, rocket leaves.
Rocket man.
Yeah, the rocket leaves.
Are you ready to taste?
I must.
All right, let's do it.
Combines 2 of my favorite things: gin and salad. I actually, some people don't like arugula because it's too peppery.
Yeah,
I love arugula.
I do know people.
I think
like
it
that.
adds a lot of.
I like it blended in with other things. Like I don't like just. Because it can get a little bit too much. Like I like that as part of other things, just to like kind of amp those up.
There's a salad kit that I get, and it is arugula, and it's called like lemony arugula salad, and it's got some cheese and some good. But I can eat arugula straight. I love it. So, wow. That's quite good. Yeah, it's not as green as it looks right now on the screen. It is more, but it's definitely, if you look at that link, it is very.
Yeah, if you go to the link that I put there in
cool,
chat,
though.
it is in that ballpark. It's still not even quite that limey green.
No,
but it is.
It's more that.
A little darker than lime juice. It's a little darker than lime juice because of the greens that are in there.
That's delicious.
It's really good. It can vary a little bit. Like the ones I made last week. I was making a single, so I might have had a little bit more for a single of the greens because I got on the ones I made. The one I made last week, I got a little bit more of the peppery, the arugula, which you can 100% make that come out more. I think the fennel is pretty much on balance, so I probably could have just used a little bit more of those actual greens.
Yeah,
I could have put that in there, but other than that, like I said, everything else, like I said, the sweet is just on par. There's a nice tartness to it. The juniper is not. If you're someone that normally doesn't like gin or gin cocktails because of the juniper, because of that, I think it fits nicely into there because it just kind of hangs out in the background. It is there, but it's a supporting character. Yeah. And as long as you're okay with like some of the herbal qualities, like, this is like drink of the summer. This is like something super refreshing. And I thought this was fantastic. I was like, damn it, this is so delicious.
And that's what because you had all these fresh ingredients prepared last week. So totally understandable that you went ahead and made it. I'm glad you did. And what I was saying in the kitchen, I said, so it either must be really good and you had to share it, or it was so bad, it'll be funny. There'll be good content. So I had a feeling it was going to be the former as opposed to the latter. And it's delicious.
Yeah. When you bring all that back to the table, it's not usually like, it's okay. Like that's not entertaining. It either has to be like, oh, I think this is great. And like, you should try this. Or it's going to be like all of a sudden like, oh God, that just didn't. But I think this was by I don't know if he says here on the Educated Barfly, Kate Bolton. It is in, you can find it in Maggie Hoffman's The One Bottle Cocktail Book. So you can find that there if you're looking for other kind of cool recipes like this. But Kate Bolton, I think she's in the Portland area. She created this beverage, and I am thankful that she did because it's delicious.
That was very good.
But a lot of stuff you probably already would have around. Like I said, if you do make salads and that kind of stuff, you might have some of these ingredients or have to pick up very few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
fennel would probably be the one thing you might not.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That'd be the one thing you'd have to kind of get special.
But if you're a Trader Joe's shopper, you can always find fennel.
So it does seem to last. Because even though I wanted to make sure it was fresh, so I got rid of what I had made last week. Like I had it in an airtight container. Or fairly well sealed. It wasn't airtight, like sealed container. And even when I had today, I almost thought about like I probably could use this. Like now, I'll just get fresh again. But like I said, like I said, so that was a week that definitely kept around.
Yeah.
And as long as your other greens are fresh too. The bag I had bought last week, it was like I think it was like Best Buy, and it was the next day. So that was also why I didn't like I got fresh stuff today too because I didn't want to be like even though it probably would have been fine, like it's not worth it, especially when you're trying to show the best representation of a cocktail.
Yep. That's what I've forgotten until Frosty said that we used to carry a frozen pizza that had tomatoes and arugula on it. It was good. We don't carry it anymore, but I forgot about that one. Oh yeah.
Isn't that good?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Quite tasty. Yeah.
It's amazing too, because like in a pinch, like I know everyone always talks about freshly squeezed, we joke about it, freshly squeezed lime juice or whatever.
Right.
And in a pinch, like I said, I always have like the other, like real lime juice or something like that on hand. Because, sometimes either you're wanting to make something really quick, you're making a larger amount of something, or maybe your limes happen to go bad. So I always like having that available. Yeah. But you literally can taste the difference when you use like a freshly cut lime, goes in there. It's just a little bit extra tart. There's just a little bit more of all of that flavor. And it does make a difference. Would I not drink one if I only had one or the other because I'm making a margarita or whatever? No, but like it's just amazing. Like it really does make a difference. Which always keeps me think I gotta like get on making that sour mix that I had made. Remember Planty's recipe that we did when I did that drink last night?
Oh yeah,
I gotta make another batch of that at some point just because that was so good.
Could you go the tequila route with this? Is that like a Blanco? With that herbal quality that it has. Just musing. Already good.
I don't know if I would like, I think you'd want to change something else out too, because I don't know if I would like even on a Blanco, the tequila notes that are going to come out, I don't know if they would play as well with the spiciness of the pepperiness of
because they already come with some pepper,
kind of like whereas the juniper kind of adds that other layer of herbal that you don't have. So like the juniper, like the gin is kind of almost adding more layers of that herbal quality and kind of fanning that out. Whereas the tequila wouldn't bring any of that. Even in a Blanco, it would kind of bring that natural agave. It is an agave flavor, but like I said, to me that would be a little. I mean, you could always try it. Like it would never hurt to try it. Yeah. But I think I like the way this one's formed. What's the sweetness level of this in comparison to margarita? I'd say it's pretty much on par. I did the exact recipe. So it's 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, which is 1-to-1 of sugar and water that you cook down and whatever else. So that's about what you would use in a margarita. Like I said, usually when I make a margarita, I usually use agave nectar and I use about that amount, sometimes a little bit less. But there's definitely tartness, like I said, from the lime really comes through. Yeah. And then, like I said, the herbal of the other things.
More savory, I think, than not that it is super savory, but I'd say more that than sweet.
And you could make it more, like I said, again, if I had to put in, I think that would be my only thing about this. Having tasted this and having made one last week, I think I got a little bit more arugula in there and also kind of as it settled, like I kind of tried to drink it over a little bit of time as it was still cold, but it was still cold, but as it warmed up, just a little bit more of that pepperiness kind of came through.
Yes, I'm definitely, just that sip right there was arugula.
Okay, all right, so maybe there was still enough. Yeah, so maybe there was
definitely
still enough
arugula forward pepperiness, but because that's good.
But yeah, you could put, if you wanted that to come out more immediately, if you were actually like a lot of people like, actually freezing their, like actually chilling their coupes or their other glasses or whatever, if you were doing something like that, maybe you'd want to put in a little bit more of the arugula to kind of have that come out a little bit more. But
this is one type of glass I don't have at my house. But
you need to find a plastic version of it for when I come over
for Thanksgiving. No. That is very unique and very delicious.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more of the
I have one little sip left. I was trying to savor it.
Arugula forward. I don't know.
If you're not arugula fan,
not arugula forward, but I think you could put in a little bit more if you want. Like I said, it's the pepperiness that kind of comes out, which is nice.
Right.
Like so just that kind of natural spice of that. But yeah, for me, when I looked at it, and I still wanted to try it anyway. When I looked at this one, the thing that was, I thought going to be a little bit, that I was going to like, I was more worried about the fennel or the anise, like I said, that component. Cause I was like, oh, is that going to be like too much? Like, but yeah. You think it's the temperature that changes it, or as it settles in the glass? I think it's more like, so when something is really cold, it kind of mutes some of the flavors. When you're having any beverage, whether that's an ice cold beer, like whatever, or anything like I said, or as you let something slowly warm up, a wine, whatever else, like as long as it's sat out, you're going to get more of the flavors are going to come through because they're not going to be masked by the cold. So I think it's a little bit more about that. It does not separate over time. Obviously we're both about done. We're drinking through this one a little quickly. The one I had last week when I did one, it was probably over about 45 minutes because I kind of wanted to see, like, I had a couple sips. Oh, this is really good. And I was like, okay, let me let it sit. And I was like, okay, after like 20 minutes, like, oh, it's warm. But no, it never really separates too much. Like, not what I would call separating. Like the natural really lime juice, has this little great look to it. But
I wonder if you can walk into like how many bars you can walk into and order a gin rocket.
I don't know.
Because they're going to have the produce on hand. You'd have to be something that's specifically on their menu.
Maybe not as much that you'd probably have to. It'd probably be more like you just have to hope that you'd have to have a place that is naturally a restaurant too. Like if it's just a bar, they may not have those two things. But if it's a restaurant, depending on their menu, like most people might have that stuff. But no, it's pretty simple. Like I said, it's literally gin of your choice. I recommend something more juniper forward. That's why I picked the Botanist. Like I said, you could try something like Hendrick's, which has a little bit more of the cucumber kind of stuff in it.
Yeah, that could work.
Would work, but I like the more herbal component, so I would probably pick this or a Plymouth or maybe even Roku or something. Like I would probably go for more of one of those. And then, like I said, again, limes are always super cheap, and then, like I said, you probably got some salad around. Bowers here would point out the door. Yeah, I definitely could see that. Like, there'd be one of those classic things where you'd order it from your server and be like, oh yeah, I bet we can probably, and they do that and they walk away, and then you'd see all these conversations going on. Yeah. And then at some point, either your server would walk over and go like, can you have something else, please?
Yeah.
So that was the one I was trying to remember, Crocodile. I thought they had one of those, and that's what I was hinting. If Mitch is still here, if you actually find that one, which I cannot find, there is a Pugsley Smashed Pumpkin that is a barrel-aged version.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have not had that one. I have not had the bourbon barrel-aged version. I would love to have that. So yeah, maybe Mitch can find one of those. That would be, and at least report back if that one is as good as it sounds.
I haven't seen Mitch contribute in a while, so I don't know. Mitch is
he's
here.
lurking. He's thinking.
Oh, lurking. Okay,
could be.
He's here. He heard.
Salad time, lurking and eating as I watch. Bree, thank you for the salad time. We've got salad in here too.
Salad in a glass. Wait, mine's empty.
So will you make that one for yourself at home?
Probably not, unfortunately, but. It would definitely, if I had those things, I mean.
Apparently I've heard Trader Joe's might have fennel, so you might be able to get that there.
We have fennel and we have rocket. I could make the actual rocket arugula. So maybe. Yeah.
Bacon and mozzarella. Oh my.
Bacon and mozzarella in a glass?
A really good salad. I love a good hearty salad.
Oh, I love salads. Yeah. In fact, that's probably what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Oh, really? What are you going to make?
I just have a Trader Joe's. It's a miso crunch salad kit. I'll take that, and I have some tofu that I've been marinating in our soyaki sauce, and throw that on there, and big bowl, and go to town. Yeah.
Watching TV.
That's right.
Udon noodles and shrimp time while I lurk. Ooh, that sounds good too.
Oh, darn. A lot of good lurking going on right now.
I know. That's probably one of my favorite. I usually start at some point, usually after I've started. All the East Coasters when I'm streaming are like, oh, I got to find lunch. I'm like, all right, make me hungry. Like everyone start telling me about what lunches you're going to get. Planty usually turns into like, I'm going to go get this meatball sub, this meatball hero. I'm like, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm going to have this. It's like, yeah, pretty.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you for purchasing the fresh ingredients once again and redoing that. You probably had mentioned somewhere we had a tire episode. Escapade.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I talked about. I think on Friday.
Everything's good now, but
people were asking that
we had a journey.
You did, but it got fixed.
All fixed.
One whole brand new tire.
One brand new tire that we. Yeah, it's funny. Normally, when we've bought a car, we usually go to discount immediately and do the road hazard on all, but we didn't do it on hers. We did it on mine. My first set, we got it on, and we got on all. But this one, for some reason, we just didn't, and it's like okay. But now we do. We have them on all 4 tires. So
yeah,
if this happens again, it will be covered.
You'll be ready. It'll be fine.
Be ready. Yep.
Oh, so you're saying that next week might be the last one for a little bit? Probably?
Well, for a couple weeks, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
The one time.
the one time. I know, it's exactly right. We both my wife and I said that. The one time we didn't do it.
One time we weren't
cost
prepared.
Us an extra couple $100, but that's okay.
Ready.
Now we're ready.
But now you're set, though.
Now
you're
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So we've got a wine. We could do that. We could do the cocktail if you wanted to go with the Old Pal.
We should do that because we literally have everything.
Okay. Well, I'll send you that. I'll send you a couple links for that. You can do that if we want a wine. If we do, I guess I don't know if you want to Oktoberfest it. We've got lots of choices.
Is there something like, I guess it would be like maybe between now and then if we figure out there's one that sounds like really good, like, you know,
Yeah, we've got the
if it's
Sierra
not just
Nevada.
an Oktoberfest to have an Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's the Sierra Nevada. It's that we've got the
we
Fate.
had that
We've
one in
got
a
the
while?
renovation. But
Have we had the
it's not
Oktoberfest
necessarily.
in a while? Oh, okay.
Not necessarily something we have to do, especially if we've got a cocktail and a wine. I could do if we want to do like I said, the Spanish version of the Picpoul, according to the reverse wine snob.
That might be interesting to just try,
Yeah.
since we just had that one to compare. Like I said, is that
Sure.
one you've actually had before as well, or no?
I have had Albariños before. I haven't had this one. We haven't carried one in a few years now, but we just started carrying one, so I do have a bottle of it at my house right now. Have not tried it.
That's one of the ones you're like trying to then not try. Then
Damn it!
You just
But
gotta
that's
put
right.
you just gotta put like yellow tape across it. Like,
As I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I can pivot to something else. I will pivot.
that you have a few things you might be able to try. Then.
That's right.
Okay.
Keep me satiated.
But yeah, definitely the cocktail. I think that's, like I said, we might as well, since I have all of the, because it was rye, which I've got.
Rye, and they were recommending like a higher, like I think like a higher proof, a stronger rye. Is what they were
I've got
saying.
I've got the Frey Ranch, the 100 proof. Like if that's good, like I said, we could do
I'll
that.
try to find. I don't know if there's a link to the current article, but I'll send you a couple things so we can decide. But yeah, I don't. You have rye for mouth.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, good.
As a martini
Right.
adorer.
You do need that.
I do have
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, I've got that.
That's
And
true.
I've got always have that and sweet vermouth at the ready. And then, like I said, I still have still have a little bit left of the Amaro.
Oh yeah, and we've got that if you need another bottle.
How well are you stocked on that?
I need to stock up. Probably need to get another bottle or two. It's still available to order though, so I'm not.
Is that
worried.
but that's kind of like a seasonal?
It'll probably all of a sudden. I think so. Yes, at least it was last year. So
$10.99.
yes,
It's such a good price.
well, it's funny
with how good that one is. Like I know, like I said, and it's like we're both very honest. Like I said, we don't like something from
Right.
like I said, Trader Joe's or whatever else. But that one to me is like one that is just such an amazing deal, just because of the flavor profile, especially for me, since I don't want it quite as bitter as Campari.
Yeah,
it's nice that one's, and then it's like I said again, like $10 left. Adjacent drinking. There you go.
there was
Yeah.
yes, I work for Trader Joe's. That's the only connection I have. I've worked for 19 going on 20 years. So
Damn.
I know 20 years next year, but
20 years ago. Yes, connected.
But
yeah.
there was a customer who had been buying some Campari, and I had just started talking with her. I said, "Have you ever tried ours?" And she's like, "No, I haven't tried it." She's like, "Maybe next time I'll try it." And then the next time she came in, she wound up buying a bottle. And then last week I talked to her, and she was buying another bottle or two, and she's like, "Thank you so much." She's like, "I can get almost 3 bottles of this for 1 bottle of Campari."
Yeah, Campari's is so. And again, if you want the extra bitterness and like that tradition, like I get
And
it.
the fake
I get it
red
where
coloring.
that's something if you're going for that. But like I said, if you don't mind just dialing that back, just like
Yeah.
a little bit, which is what I tend to, it seems like, enjoy a little bit more.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Are we not in Houston?
There's no Trader Joe's in Houston.
No, I don't know. I know we're in Texas.
Ooh, do you get a 20-year thing, like a clock? Do you get anything for 20 years?
I don't. There'll probably be a little celebration or something.
Yeah,
but
be a cake.
maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah, one of my coworkers, she'll have her 20-year, and I think in January, and mine will be in February. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something, but who knows? check with me in February. I'll be like, no,
Good
there
job.
wasn't anything. Yeah.
Like, nice work.
I got a $5 gift card.
Are you retiring soon? That's what the last.
Yeah. Would you please get out?
Are you done? We have other people that want to start.
We have a lot of, we've got one of my coworkers who'll be actually retiring this year. He's been over 25 years and it was kind of his second career. And then another one of my coworkers, she's been there well over 25. There's a lot of retention. There's a lot of longevity at Trader Joe's. So it's not for everybody, but it certainly is for a lot.
The official TJ pat on the back.
Here's your $5 gift card. Yeah. Go
No,
get half
they
a
would
bottle of wine.
They would do more than that.
No, I'm sure there'd be something. So.
There would at least be a hug.
Yeah. No,
There'd be a firm handshake.
Trader
for sure.
Joe's has taken very good care of me, so I have no complaints.
Except for that one time, but we can't talk about
Over that one time.
Can't talk about that in the air.
When they got rid of the chocolate eggnog.
I still complain about that. I write weekly letters.
Still angry.
Weekly letters I write to them. All right, so we'll be back on again next week.
Next week,
and we'll have another cocktail to join to throw at you, and like I said, maybe a wine, and we'll figure out something else. But
we'll trying to get everything out of this one.
Just in case it's like,
yeah, I know.
Thank you for the stream. Of course, thank you guys all for being here.
Thank you,
Appreciate
everyone.
it. There's like 5 over the area larger than Rhode Island. Just have the salt that none of them are close to me. Just none close in Houston. Gotcha. But yeah, we'll be back on again next week, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. Red Lobster gift card for $100. That's what they give you.
Oh wow! And then there'll be no Red Lobsters next year.
I know. Geez. That's rough. Here's a Trader Joe's gift card.
Yeah,
there you go. But yeah, back on again next week for some more fun and beverage conversation. Thank you guys all for being here. We're gonna go say hi once again to Mr. Dan Finity. He is doing some variety streaming. He's playing some Prey, which I have not seen this game in quite a while. If you guys have ever played through this before, this is kind of like from, I think it's had some BioShock ties, I think, too, at some point. But anyway, let's go say hi to him. And yeah, we will see you all next week. Here for the ball stuff today. Yeah. With that, there we go. All right. That's what we're going to raid to. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it once again. Keith, do you have any final words?
No, that's it. Thank you very much. And I had fun. Thank you for making this cocktail again. It was delicious. We'll see you next week.
I'll probably make another one tomorrow.
Might as well before it goes